Good morning. It's Friday today for me, so TGIF, woo! And I'm starting my day with a green smoothie with lots of good stuff in it. Broccoli, spinach, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, what else? Pineapple, protein powder, collagen peptides, and fruits and greens. So lots of stuff packed into this. Watch out. Kind of thick. So I was feeling like I wasn't getting enough vegetables in my diet. So I'm on a new kick here to have veggies in my smoothie every morning to try to get some more veggies in. So anyhow, today the sun is finally shining here. Yes. But I had to block out the sun because it really interferes with the picture over there. So sad about having to block it out, but it makes a better visual for all you people practicing out there with me. You might want to grab a block today because at one point we're going to do balancing half moon, and it really helps to have a block for that. And we're also going to sneak some core in. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm heading over to my mat and we're starting on our backs. So just start to release your body into the mat. Feel that sense of grounding. And remember that feeling grounded is a practice you want to take with you outside of yoga as well. So when you feel grounded, you just have more of a sense of stability and security and trust. And all it really takes is to either sit or lie down wherever you're at and become still and breathe and just focus on feeling a sense of being grounded. And then moving to your center, your abdomen, softening the abdomen and feeling the movement of the breath. Sometimes people think that grounding and centering are the same thing, and in a way they are. And centering is another great practice to take with you in your daily lives. My stomach is already gurgling from half of my smoothie. Ha ha. And when we feel grounded and centered, it helps us to feel more present, living in the here and now, which again is another practice that we want to merge into our daily lives. Being present, living in the here and the now. So let's meet with our knees bent and our feet grounded. And we're going to start with bridge pose today. But what I'd like you to do is make the first bridge the smallest bridge. And we'll do 4 of them. So let each one get a little bit bigger and grow a little bit more. So let's inhale, root through our feet, lift our hips, and just take kind of a baby bridge to start. And then exhale, releasing back down to Mother Earth. Again, inhale, letting this bridge rise up just a little bit higher. And exhale. Inhale, here comes our third one, again, getting bigger. Exhale. And here's our last one. Breathe in, rise and shine. Breathe out. Release. And then bring those knees to the chest for a counter pose. Give it a little bit of rocking from side to side. Good. And then with an in-breath, start to extend your legs up. And with your exhale, bend. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more, taking it up. And bend. Awesome. Do a little more rocking. And then how about we roll to one side and we'll make our way up. And we'll find the table pose. See, I got my block all ready for later for our balancing half moon. All right. If you know me, you probably know we're going to do a little cow-cat because it's such a great warm-up. So on our in-breath, the belly releases. We come into that great back bend, opening our hearts and lifting our tails. And then on our out-breath, we reverse it. We round and tuck for cat. We flow back and forth with our breath, inhaling back into the cow and exhaling for cat. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more to each position. And then landing in your table. So as promised, we're going to be building some strength into our practice today, core strength in particular. And we're going to start with our first practice right here. So from table, we're going to tuck our toes. Engage your core by tucking your navel in and up, and then just lift your knees a ½ inch or an inch, whatever feels good. Keep your spine long, keep your belly tucked in, and think of your head and neck staying in alignment with your spine. Now, from this lifted table, as you find an exhale, very slowly start lifting up into the downward dog. Oh yeah. And then we're going to pedal it out. So we're taking our dog for a walk, waking up the feet, the ankles, the calves, the hamstrings, and then even adding a little rotation of the head right to left. While you're pedaling, you might even accentuate the hip movement and get those rocking and rolling up there. So a very active down dog. All right, doggy is going to come to neutral. Now we're going to build strength on the way back to the earth with crouching tiger. So on an in-breath, start to shift your weight forward, bend both knees. Your knees are coming close to the mat, your shoulders are over your hips. You kind of look up in crouching tiger and breathe. Yeah. Now we're going to let the knees settle, untuck our toes, and child pose sneaks in here. So we're going to do that strength practice 2 more times. So child is kind of your little break in between. And we rise back to table. We tuck our toes, engage the core, lift the knees, breathe, hold. Keep tucking navel to spine. Feel your strength and power, warrior. Be a warrior. And since I have all female subscribers, I can say warrior goddess. Let's slowly bring it up into that downward dog. And we're making him active again, or her. My dog is a female, so her name is Bella, which is Italian for beautiful, and she is very beautiful. She's also a nut. She's kind of silly. And she really likes in the spring to roll in things outside that smell really bad. Neutral down dog, coming to crouching tiger. Inhale, shift ahead, knees toward the earth. You got this. Tuck the belly in, gaze slightly ahead. And then slowly bringing it to the knees, untuck the toes, and here comes child pose. We've got 2 down, 1 to go. I'm feeling rather chatty today, so hope you enjoy my rambling. Again, coming up to table. Last time through, tuck the toes, engage the core, lift the knees, breathe. Crown of your head reaching forward. Spine nice and long. Slowly, down dog. One more time to pedal your dog. Maybe turn your head, whatever's feeling good in this down doggy for you. Come back to neutral down dog. We've got 1 more crouching tiger. Inhale, shift ahead, knees bent, look ahead. Tuck the belly in and breathe. I am tiger. Hear me roar. Okay, now I'm really getting weird. Let's bring the knees down, untuck the toes, and child pose. Roll your wrists around. And then come back to table. So we're going to work our way up to standing. And today to do that, we're going to take our right leg up and through for the lunge. And then from lunge, we're going to step together for forward fold. Hips are hinged. Knees are bent. We're going to do 2 half sun salutations to kind of warm up our forward fold. So on an in-breath, root through your feet, rise up, reach up. Whoa. And then exhale, come to mountain. Tadasana. Inhale, upward arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up to half fold. Exhale, down. Root through the feet. Inhale, take it all the way up to the top again. And exhale, mountain. 1 more like that. Inhale, upward arms. Exhale, meet the mat. Inhale, up to half. Exhale, back down. Inhale, root and rise. Exhale, Tadasana. All right. We're going to start moving into our standing series, and we're going to be adding some chaturangas in there. So we're going to start by walking the right leg back, squaring our shoulders and hips to the front, setting your distance, both length and width, so feeling solid in your foundation. So today we're going to breathe with our warrior one. We're going to inhale our arms up to the sky, unite the hands. Exhale, stack the front knee as you come into namaste at the heart. Repeating with breath. Inhale, upward arm, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bring it in again. Inhale, we got one more. Exhale, let's stay in this warrior. Shoulders relaxed. Soften the face, the jaw, the gaze. Bring the base of your thumbs in toward your heart. Maybe you'd like to set an intention for your day. And then we'll release that. We're going to change our foundation by opening the right hip. So I'm just going to flip around so that I'm not having my back to you all. We're coming into our warrior two, so the front knee is bent. As always, we center our torso right in between our legs. And today, let's flip the palms up. Maybe bring index finger to thumb in kind of the meditation mudra. Bend the elbows a little, let your shoulders soften. And again, soften your gaze. Breathe into this warrior two and bring it to life. We're going to transition into an extended side angle. So let's keep the front knee bent and start to tip left, hand to thigh, and right arm up. So this is modified. We can hang out right here, or if we want to go a little deeper, we can drop the forearm to the thigh and maybe take that arm over. And then kind of try to rotate your pose more open. So it's like the back right shoulder is opening up to an imaginary wall, and maybe your gaze is up a little higher. If you wanted to try a strength move, you could extend the left arm and reach forward. That's pretty challenging, but you know, sometimes it's fun to monkey around, right? We're going to turn this into a front-facing lunge, letting the right arm release down to the mat. Pivot the back leg so everything is squared to the front in neutral. So as promised, we're going to do chaturanga here. So that means left leg steps back for plank. We choose if we want our knees up or down, and we exhale to meet the mat. Inhale, start to rise for your cobra. Let your shoulders drop down the back. Exhale, here comes down dog. So we did 3 of these in our initial warm up plus strength. So hopefully your down dog's feeling pretty good. So you can stay in down dog, or if you'd like, you can join me by bringing your right leg to the sky for split dog. Oh, yeah. Then we're going to lower that in any way that you need to. We're going to bring the right leg up and through, and we're going to come to standing. Take your time making your way up and square your hips again to the front short edge of your mat. Here comes our warrior one again with those namaste hands. Let's inhale up to the sky and exhale to our hearts as that front knee aligns over the ankle. Here we go again. Inhalation. And exhalation. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's hang out. Grounding through the feet and legs. Finding our center. Shoulders relaxed. Jaw released. Maybe repeating the intention that you decided to set. And let it go. So we're going to change the foundation for Warrior 2, but I'm going to flip again so that I don't have my back to you. So you'll be walking your left leg back and opening the hip. Come into your Warrior 2. And let's do the palms up with the meditation mudra. And just into your Warrior 2. So just like on our first side, we're going to start to tip right this time. Front knee stays over the ankle. And first, we're just in a modified position of extended side angle. Then, if you want, you can drop into it a little deeper, listening to your body, right? So remember on the first one how I showed you that strength move? I'm going to try it again, but it takes a lot of core. Yeah. Woohoo. Not for everybody, let me tell you. It's tough for me too. I'm coming back already, and I'm rotating down to find lunge. Once again, right leg back, it's plank. Choose your plank and take it to the earth. Rise up joyfully for another cobra pose. Exhale through down dog. So you can choose to stay in down dog, or you can join me lifting the left leg for our split dog. You're looking back at your right foot. You're breathing. Now we're going to slowly lower the leg. And again, any way you choose, we're going to bring that leg up and through to the top and come to standing. We're squaring things off to the front. And we're coming into Warrior 1 again, but this time with traditional arms up toward the sky. Now we're using Warrior 1 to take us into our first balance pose, Warrior 3. So what I like to do is start to bring the weight ahead into the front leg. My arms are at my sides and my big toe is touching. Now, if this is where you're at with balance, it's great. If you want to lift the foot and hang out right here, it's great. You found a focal point. Now, if you want to take the pose a little deeper, you're going to hinge from the hips. And you're bringing your spine pretty much parallel with the earth. Today, I'm doing the airplane arms. Whoa. See, even the teacher isn't perfect, right? And then we're going to land back, come into the Warrior 1 foundation. Settling in here. So I feel like you should have another opportunity for that Warrior 3. So we're going to try it again. We're going to step forward, bringing the weight into the front leg. We're going to balance here first. And then we're going to try it one more time. Remember, you've got your focal point. Uh-oh. Well, there comes my sunshine because my prop in the window just fell down. All right, let's land back. And you know what? I'm going to take that as a cue that I'm supposed to have sunshine in this video. So we're going to follow up with that lead. I hope the Warrior 3 on the second time felt better for you. Let's release. All right. I know I keep doing this, but I'm going to switch sides again because I really don't like having my back to you. And I'm going to move my prop. All right. So we were in the Warrior 1 foundation. We're going to rotate the right leg open for Warrior 2 again. But we're using Warrior 2 to come into Ardha Chandrasana, which is the balancing half moon. This is a pretty challenging pose, so no judgment on yourself. Just do the best you can. So again, I like to kind of step ahead, bringing the weight into the front leg first. And then I'm going to keep my right hand glued to my buttocks as my left hand reaches for the block. And I start to lift the back leg. And then we're trying to rotate our hips and shoulders open. And then if you like, reaching up with the right hand and arm. So sometimes I like to get a little silly and reach back for my foot. Kind of open the pose up. Again, this is just a little option. Come back and land the foundation back in Warrior 2. Well, that was sure fun. I only had 1 cup of coffee, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just giddy because it's Friday and it's sunny out. Your arms release, rotate the back leg, come on down to the lunge. We're going to chaturanga again. So left leg back for plank and to the earth. Inhale up, Bhujangasana, the cobra, and exhale through, it's down dog. So again, you could stay in down dog, or you can lift your right leg up to the sky for split dog. So I called today's practice intermediate because I did put a few more challenges in our practice today. We're going to lower the leg, and again, we're going to try and bring that right foot and leg up to the top. Come to standing. Take your time, work yourself up. So we're getting ready for our Warrior 3 again. Let's start out finding Warrior 1. And while you're holding this, just kind of visually set your intention for Warrior 3. We'll start to bring the weight forward into the front leg. We'll find a focal spot and maybe lift that foot. So I have a strained right hamstring, so coming into the full pose is a little challenging for me. I feel kind of weak on my right leg because that's the hamstring that I injured. And then we'll land it. Find Warrior 1 again. And breathe. I'm sort of glad that that cardboard fell out of the window because it is kind of nice having that sunshine in here. All right, let's let it go. So this time I'm not going to switch ends. I'm just going to rotate my left hip open, and we're going to come in to the Warrior 2. Oh, we only did the warrior 3 once on this side. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and try the balancing half moon. So we'll step ahead first. Reach for our block. You can keep your left hand on your buttocks if you like, as you're lifting the left leg, kind of getting situated. And then maybe, I'm really close to my wall over here. Lift your left arm, maybe look up. And you can stay here. I'm just going to kind of play around for fun, reaching back for my foot. Just because it's kind of a fun pose to do. And then I'm coming back to traditional balancing half moon. And then I'm coming back to warrior 2. Notice how I make sure I got my foundation set so I feel stable. Releasing the arms, rotate the back leg so that we can make our way down for the lunge. Here comes our final plank, right leg back. Choose the plank you like and lower. Rise for cobra and follow through to your last down dog. So we've got one more split dog. If you like, left leg up to the sky. Look back at your right foot. Breathe. On this one, however, we're not going to sweep through. We're just going to lower the leg to down dog. And then we're going to come to table. And then pose of the child. Settle in. Take a couple breaths. I'm going to grab my smoothie. All right. So from our child pose, you can come back up to table. And then we're going to come all the way down onto our stomachs, our bellies, and find our sphinx. So when you're in sphinx, your elbows are right under your shoulders, and your elbows are close to your chest. Your hips are grounded. Your gaze is ahead. And you're just noticing how this back bend feels for you. And we're going to be moving into our second strength practice. And this one's more for the back core. So we're going to start to lower the chest and the head, slide the arms back. The arms are resting next to you and the palms are facing up. Your forehead's resting on the mat. It's a little hard for me with the microphone, so I probably won't rest my head. Now I want you to think of pressing your pubic bone into the earth. And when you do that, you should feel your navel rise up and in. Try and maintain that as we inhale and lift our chest, shoulders, arms, hands, and of course the head came along for the ride. And we're in half of locust. Think of reaching back towards your feet and also reaching the hands a little closer together to open your heart. The crown of your head is reaching forward. Now, on an out breath, you can slowly lower everything and turn your head right. We're going to repeat that same move. So inhaling, rising up, rotating your head to the front. Think of the crown of your head reaching forward. You're not looking up. you're kind of looking more up toward the top edge of your mat, but you're not looking ahead. So you're taking care of your neck. You're still reaching back and you're still reaching your hands toward each other, which really opens the chest. On an out breath, we lower, and this time we'll turn our head left. Now you can continue doing just this upper half of locust, or you can join me on this next one. I'm going to lift the right leg. So with an in-breath, we'll start with upper body, bringing the head to neutral, settling in there. And then if you like, slowly lift the right leg. You don't have to lift it very high. But as you lifted it, I hope you noticed all those muscles engaging in that low back, which is your back core. Are you still pressing your pubic bone to the earth? Is your navel still lifting? Let's lower and rotate head right again, a little rest. So on the next one, you can either do just the upper, or if you want to build in the left leg with me, you can. So let's inhale, upper body rising, hands reach back and together, crown of the head reaching front, and then maybe adding that left leg. Your navel is still drawing in and up, and you're breathing. Let's exhale, lower, and turn the head left. So far we've done 4. We have 2 left. On the last 2, I'm going to give you an option. On one of them, you could lift right leg, and on the other one, you can lift left, or both times you could lift both legs. So here we go. Inhale, head to neutral, coming up and in to the upper half, and then choosing, are you going to do the right leg or maybe both? You're still pressing the pubic bone. You're rising off the mat. So this is called Shalabhasana, or it's the full locust pose. And release, turn the head right. So we've got 1 to go. Let's inhale, rotate the head, lift upper body. Maybe you're just going to do the left leg, or maybe you're going to try both again. So I like to call this Superwoman. So feel all your superpowers here. Dun 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 na 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 na. Okay, let's lower, head left, and rest. Woo! So working all the muscles on the chain of the back body. Yeah. So we did some back bending and back strengthening. We want to counter that by starting to come up to our table. Now, before we sit back to child, maybe round into your cat. That's a good counter pose as well. So if you're someone who the child pose does not really feel good for you, for your knees or your hips, you could stay in cat. Or if you'd like, you can join me sitting back into child. Let's start to come back to our table. Now we're going to have a seat on our seat. Guess what? We're moving into our 3rd strength practice. So for this one, we're seated and we're going to walk our knees in, our feet in really close. So knees are coming toward your chest. Now, if you have a touchy tailbone, you could always put a blanket underneath, or you could kind of fold your mat so it's a little bit thicker. So what we're going to do, a little variation of the boat, we're going to hold on to the knees. We're going to start to lean back, and we're going to pick up the feet just so our big toes are lightly touching. Tuck your chin. Then you can stay here, or you can start to open the lower legs to a 90 and hold on. Lean back a little further. Now you can stay here, or you can start to straighten your legs, Navasana, the true boat, and maybe even let go. So you've got all those variations to choose from. I think we did like 4 different things to get here. And then if you straighten the legs, maybe bend your knees, we're holding back on. Before your feet land, let's slowly bend. And again, just barely maybe let the big toes touch. And then plant the feet, slide it out into Dandasana, and fold, ragdoll forward. So we're going to do that boat 2 more times. So just enjoy this little stretch forward. And then slowly rise. Slide the feet in, knees are coming toward your chest. Holding on to the knees, lean back a little, point your toes down, tuck your chin, and just hold here first. Now this could be position 1. You can stay right here. Position 2 is opening the lower legs to that 90, holding on. Position 3 could be full boat, legs long. Position 4 could be letting go. Getting a little cramp in my right quadricep. Yowza, yowza. All right. So don't mind me. All right. Let's hold on, bend the knees. And then again, very slowly start to bend. Try not to let the toes touch, or maybe just barely touch. Hold on a little longer. Navel to spine, of course. Plant the feet, slide out to Dandasana again, and ragdoll forward. Let the head neck release. Rise back up. We've got 1 more boat to do. So we'll slide our feet in, plant them, hold on to the knees. Lean back a little bit, point the toes down. Maybe they're barely touching, maybe they're slightly lifted. Tuck your chin, be where you would need to be. And then either stay there or start to open. Now another variation could be keeping the knees bent and letting go. And of course, the last one is straightening the legs. Again, this one in Sanskrit is called Navasana. I'm going back to bent knees because I'm getting that little cramp on the outside of my right quadricep. And then slowly start to bring it in. Again, maybe toes just barely touching or not at all. And then release the feet. 1 more time, slide it out and pour over those legs. All right, that's 3 of our strength practices. We are going to be doing 1 more strength practice. I know you're excited. Let's come up. And from here, we're going to take it on to our backs. The knees are bent and the feet are grounded. So just letting your spine settle, shoulders settle. We're going to bring our knees up to our chest. We're going to hold on to our kneecaps. And then we're going to slowly push the knees forward so they land over the hips. And then we're going to open the lower part of the legs so our legs are in a 90-degree angle. We're going to do our best to keep the knees over the hips and press our low back into the floor. So your navel's reaching down as that low back is pressing. Now, if you feel any discomfort in your low back, just pull your knees in a little bit closer. So you have to adjust that to where it serves you. But just sitting here holding our kneecaps with knees over hips, you should be feeling your lower abdominals. Now we're going to hold this a little longer, and to take our mind off of it, we're going to tap our toes alternating feet. So letting the right toes come down and tap, and then the left. But we're keeping our knees right over our hips the whole time. Our facial expression is relaxed. And we'll keep this going for a little bit. Practice number 4 for our core. Hey, that rhymed. Dr. Seuss. All right, let's hold it. One last hold. You got this. Low back pressing into the mat. And drawing those knees in. Oh yeah, that feels pretty darn good. Let's draw circles up on the ceiling. And go the other way. Hug those knees into the chest. Now we're going to plant the feet. And just to counterpose what we were just doing, I'd like to do a bridge. So we did 4 in the beginning. This time we're just going to do 1. So we'll root through the feet and rise, but we're going to hold this one. Breathe. There should be kind of a line of energy from your knees to your shoulders. Should be feeling a stretch in your quadriceps, the fronts of your thighs, the fronts of your hips, your psoas muscles, of course your spine, and then gently release. Awesome. Let's walk the arms a little bit away from us, maybe walk the feet a little bit away. And we're going to do a release pose, one of my favorites, the windshield wipers. So the legs are going to go to the right and the head's going to go to the left. And then we're going to inhale, come up and through. On the exhale, we'll switch. On the inhale, back through. Exhale, legs right, head left. Inhale, center. Exhale, legs left, head right. Inhale, center. One more time. Exhale, legs right, head left. Stay with this one. Settle into it a bit. Breathe. On an in-breath, bring the head to neutral, bring the legs back to center. On your out-breath, the legs are left, the head is right. And again, allow yourself to just settle into this and breathe. With an in-breath, the head comes back to neutral, the legs come back to center, walking the feet toward each other. Let's bring those knees up to our heart center for another hug. Hold on to those knees, draw them open. Slide the hands behind the thighs, coming into your happy baby. Bottoms of the feet looking up. Now, this is modified because we're holding on down low behind the thighs. If you feel like coming up a little, go ahead, but make sure your shoulders stay grounded and, of course, your head. You could even reach up toward ankles or even up to your feet. You're drawing your knees downward toward the side ribs and breathing. Sometimes I like to rock a little bit in my happy baby. So if you want to join me, you can, but you don't have to. Whatever's feeling good for you. So just making it active and playful if that is what your body's asking for, because that's what a happy baby would do. We'll finally land back in the happy baby. Let's close it up, bend the knees. We're back in Apanasana. Holding on to our knees, we're going to draw circles up on the ceiling. And go the other way. Hug your knees into your chest. Slowly roll to whatever side serves you and start to make your way up to seated. Once you arrive, we'll come into Sukhasana, which is just a cross-legged kind of position. I think Jessie calls this one crisscross applesauce in her kids yoga. Hi, Jessie. All right. So rooting through our sits bones, letting our chin bow down, maybe just resting your hands on your knees. Letting the head hang, feeling the weight of the head. Try and let the stretch extend all the way up into the base of your skull. Now, keeping the chin down, gently start to roll the head to the right. The ears coming toward the shoulder, but the shoulders are staying down and relaxed. Then exhale back to middle. Inhale, roll over to the left. And exhale back down. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right. Last one. Exhale. Inhale left and exhale. Inhale, head coming up to neutral. And I'm going to sneak back up a little closer for our closing. I hope you enjoyed our practice together. So today I'm going to pull a card from my deck. It's called Spirit Junkie. What I really love about this deck is the cards are so pretty. So I'll show it to you after I read it. Taking care of myself is a radical act of self-love. Taking care of myself is a radical act of love. And that's just so true, because if we don't take care of ourselves, who's going to, right? And if we don't take care of ourselves, we don't have the energy to serve others. So let's take that to heart, taking care of yourself. And the inside of this deck is really cool too. It says, I am not afraid to shine. So let's put our hands together and let's all not be afraid to shine. Shine our love, shine our spirit, shine our soul. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me. Love you. Bye-bye.